Let's get ready to rumble!
And we back. Thanks again for y'all tuning in to the Main Event Podcast. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube all the time as we bring you nothing but the best of boxing, the inside of boxing, outside of boxing, and whatever boxing we got to talk about, we talk about it right here on the Main Event Podcast. Y'all know I'm Towan Butler, one half of the Main Event Podcast. To my left right here, none other than my partner that's been down with me forever.
Long time.
Mike Risper, what's cracking with you, man?
Oh man, not much, man. Just glad to be back.
Man, glad to be back to work.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite word. Glad to be back.
Glad to be back, man. You know, and not only are we glad to be back, we back in a new setting, new surrounding. We got to talk about this all the time. We at the barber company now, baby.
Yeah.
7320 South Rainbow. Come get faded. You might get braided, but it's going down when you come in here because you never know what's going to happen. But let's get to the lecture at hand.
Let's get to it.
Now, normally we bring guests into the setting.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, coronavirus made it difficult. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no corona in here. So if you come here, we don't need no mask, baby. We good here at the Main Event Podcast.
No, you better wear your mask.
No, we good. But the guest we got on the line, I wish he was here because this is my partner. This man right here, man, he's the meaning of hard work. This brother here, he can tell you how to make it from the bottom to the top, turn your whole family's life around in one big fight.
Indeed.
And show you how to grind. Show you how to, if people messing with you, he gonna take you to the edge of the cliff if you playing with him. You don't play with this man.
Not at all.
So with that being said, I'm gonna introduce the homie right now. I got my man, Austin, no doubt, Trout Nation. What's happening, man? We got him on the Zoom. What's up, baby?
My man.
What's happening?
Hey, man.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to do something. This quarantine got me bored as hell.
That's everybody, man.
Yeah, everybody.
That's everybody, man. Well, thank you for taking the time out, man. What's going on out there in New Mexico, man? What's coronavirus got it locked down, man? Can't nobody go out to eat out there, too? What's happening?
And we can't do nothing. They just locked our state back down. And like right now, there's no in dining. The dining got to be outside. Like nothing, bars, none of that's really open. The gyms is closed. My gym's been closed. I'm working out at home no time. You know what I mean? It's rough, man. In New Mexico numbers, we really ain't bad. And I guess that's why, we doing all the social distancing. But the reason why we got locked down is Arizona and Texas numbers was crippling. So the governor's like, cut that down, cut that out.
And y'all close to him, too.
Yep. So they're doing like a little piggyback.
Yeah, they doing that piggyback thing. They got to shut it down because people will leave Texas and drive out there to go to the casinos that's out there through New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Come straight over here.
Yeah.
But our numbers is good. Thank God.
Nah, that's good,
we been hit hard, but we definitely shut down.
Man, that's good. We just had to know, man, being out here in Vegas, man, I ain't never in my life, and I'm a Vegas veteran, I ain't never in my life ever thought I would see the day the Las Vegas Boulevard go black. Shut down, no people walking, nothing. You couldn't have paid me to believe that, man. It's impossible. They losing like $1 billion a day.
That's a different scenery right there.
Man.
I think that was a scary sight. You know what I mean? Like out of a horror zombie film.
Exactly.
all it was missing was tumbleweeds. You see them empty movie sets and there be tumbleweeds rolling through the empty town. That's what it looked like, bro. For real, that's what it looked like. That's all that was missing, man. But that's enough of COVID-19, man. We gonna knock that out like you be knocking people out, man. Check this out. We gonna knock COVID-19 out. Let's dive right into the meat and potatoes of why we brought you on the Main Event Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube all the time. We bring you nothing but champs, man. Austin Trout, no doubt, Trout Nation. Check this out, man. We wanted to know, well, I've been knowing you for a long time, and normally I like to kick the story about how we met, but I just want to talk about a few things at hand before we do that. In your career, you went pro after how many amateur fights, big dog?
Man, I had good, close to 200, 150, 160 for amateur fights.
Oh yeah, that's a good amateur career right there.
Man, and around what was your record around the time you started making noise? Like your name started hitting Al Heyman's table, a couple other promoters' tables. What was you about?
I was like 24 and 0, 25 and 0.
Oh, okay.
I started getting.
That's the grind.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
I
grind.
was 25 and 0 and the world champion.
Man,
I didn't get out until after the world champion.
After world champion.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's something, because a lot of people now, they get like 12 fights and want to be champ. You know, they want all that notoriety. They want the big contracts. You know, they want 50-50. You know, they crying out like they, then done a whole lot in the sport of boxing.
You know, in them cats, the reason why they feel that way is because they've been spoiled so much that, you can't be mad at them for expecting to get what they've always got from doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I had to do a lot and got nothing for it. So when I got something, even if it was just a little bit, I was happy. But then when it got to being, the bigger fights, and I'm getting paid a good amount, even though it wasn't worth, I should have gotten more. It was still more information. I was grateful. Right. Now I got that taste now. I want what's mine. In the ring and outside the ring.
You already know, man. You already know. And when you first became world champion, who was the fighter you beat, man? Let the people know that don't know that watch the Main Event podcast.
The older brother, Canelo Alvarez. I went down to Guadalajara and fought Rigoberto. And it was crazy because that was after a 15-month layoff. I was laid off. And just because of the politics of the WBA, they, for some reason, they wouldn't let me fight without losing my number one spot, unless it's fighting for the title, the champion would fight. So when I finally got my shot, it was a rusty fight, but I still won that fucking.
For sure, man. Hey, man, and I'm happy you did that, man. But let's backtrack a little bit, man, and let's talk about you being 12, 13 and 0, 14 and 0, 15 and 0, 16 and 0. Waiting on that big call and it never coming, but you still had a heart to keep grinding, waiting on that world title shot, man. Because a lot of fighters think, because you hit 20 and 0, you looking at 100,000, 200,000. That is not the case. That's not the case in this business at all. We both know that. Right. So just explain, how hard it is to maintain that hunger and that sacrifice, knowing you should be getting paid, but you just waiting on that call.
I just knew that my time was coming. You always got to put in, you got to pay your dues. You got to put in the time, the sacrifice. Because if you keep getting something for nothing, when it's time for the checks and balances to come, bro, that's when you go bankrupt. That's when it's the person happens. So I always felt that it's like I'm just putting in my time, putting in my work. And when the checks and balances come, that's when I get to come ahead. And those checks and balances came in the form of the Miguel Cotto fight. You know what I mean?
I was going to bring up the Miguel Cotto. I was just telling Mike before we started. I said, yeah, Trout put hands on that boy in the garden. That ain't never happened. He put hands on that boy out there. First one. That's what I said. He was the first one. Yeah, put hands on Cotto out there. Man, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, when I was like 11 and 0, 12 and 0. One of the things that kept me hungry, kept me grinding, was I was in camp with, world champions like Shane Mosley, Tony Margarito, Sergio Martinez. And I was sitting there putting hands on all of them. So I was like, man, I can't quit because I got this. You know what I mean? I'm over here touching these champs up there now. I have 11 to 0. Just wait till I get my opportunity, And so that's also another reason why that helped me stay in the game. Just being in those camps with those type of champions, and then one day being in their position, I knew I would be, and I am.
Right. Yep. You already know, man, because your name definitely ring bells in the sport of boxing.
Oh, no doubt.
After achieving that world title, and you said that's when you came in contact with Al Heyman, right? After you won that world title.
Well, I won my title in Mexico. When I came back in defended it in Mexico against David Destroy Lopez. And then I had another defense back in El Paso, and it was like my first Showtime card. And then that's when Al, it was like after my third defense, or second defense, after my second defense, Al Heyman gave the call, you know what I mean? He said, come to Houston, I got some fight I want to meet you in, you know what I mean? And it was on from there. And from there, Al Heyman helped make me a household name, you know, plenty of TV dates, big fights, things like that. So, you know, I got to shout out to Al Heyman for, you know, propelling my career to that level.
Oh, yeah, you always got to give a big shout out to Al. Can you, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike, go ahead.
I mean, you're known to have a lot of big time fights. You could just name them one by one. Mm-hmm. If you had to think about them, what was your hardest fight out of all the top names that you fought?
Laura.
Why you say Laura?
I never wanted to fight the other.
Why you say Laura?
Because, man, I never wanted to fight the over so bad. You know, it was just, he's just slippery, tricky. He don't push it. Like, at least he could have pushed that shit and knocked you out. You know what I mean? But he's just going to sit there and slowly just pick you apart for the whole time. You know what I mean? I just never wanted to fight to be over so bad. The other fights, every other, you know, loss that I took, I always wanted to move around. Mm-hmm. But Laura, I was like, man, this is over yet? Come on, man.
It's over yet? Come on, man. Man, that's crazy, man. Can you elaborate a little bit more, man, on that Al Heyman situation about how life-changing it was, man? Give the fighters that watch the Main Event podcast, like and subscribe on YouTube. Just get him an insight, man, coming in contact with a man like that, how your life could change overnight.
Well, you're right. Like, you know, from the instant I met him, the next fight was on Showtime. The Devin Rodriguez fight. He had the whole presser where, you know, I'm flying out to L.A. and doing press conferences, signing gloves, you know what I mean? All the fights I ever did before, we had the presser like fight week, and that's it. There was never no extra marketing, no big time, there's no car picking you up. He really shows you, you know, what the life is like as a sports star and entertainer. And again, I think a lot of that was missing because, like, Mike Tyson had it those days. And, you know, and then granted, Mike Tyson was one of the biggest names in the game, but boxing was so popular. You know what I mean? That they were superstars. And Al brought that back. He made fighters superstars.
Yeah, that's definitely
before Al, it was like boxing was flipping. It was hurting. When all the Eastern Europeans were kind of ruling over boxing, I mean, it was hurting because that show was boring.
Yeah.
This show was so boring.
Yeah.
Right.
This was boring. As good as they were, I stand watching them, still having Corey Sanders knock them now because I was like, oh, that's the most exciting fight.
Man, it's like they look like this, and then they feet nailed to the board. Yeah. They tip tapping, they ain't doing nothing, bro.
And they ruled it for 10 long years.
Yeah, Al changed the game. It was that Floyd really, I mean, Al and Floyd, the ones that brought that whole 24/7, you know, all access. The when the Floyd and De La Hoya fight happened, that was like
that changed
one of
the
the most
game.
exciting times. Because I was always on like the fights and whatnot, and I always had the fight, and you people would come. But when that fight happened, we were wow, packed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And then I remember after that, fight parties was the kind of the thing. It was so fun. They're like, "Hey, you have a fight, so have fun." And so Floyd and Trout brought that back, and he just kind of just pushed that on BBC. Now everybody's not Floyd.
Right.
So, you know, it's going to be super different. Everybody can't do that. But I'm saying he brought boxing back.
Yeah.
He did.
It's flourishing now because of what happened.
He brought the Al to me.
With him or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
To me, Al kind of brought the music business to boxing in a way of promoting the fight, because he would always promote the fight like Y'all had albums coming out. You know what I'm saying? There'd be billboards all through the city.
Mm-hmm.
You on talk shows, different panels, music,
Oh yeah.
music shows or regular talk shows, or you know what I'm saying? Like you going here and in different places promoting the fight. Now you going over to do a presser in England. Now you over there for a week promoting the fight. Now you out here in Texas promoting the fight, and you shooting back. You know what I mean? So he brought that element, and that's what made boxing exciting.
Yeah.
Because
it gave you something to look forward to.
Yeah,
you know this fight is coming up. But when you see the clips and you see the interviews and you see the excitement of the people saying, no, this is my guy, no, that's my guy. But then it just builds up. And then the night of the fight, man, everybody's anticipating what's going to happen.
They always do. And Champ, man, we got to dive into your business, man, a little bit more, only because I like to let the people that watch the Main Event podcast like and subscribe on YouTube. We like to ask the fighters, man, who've been at the top, had them world title fights and made a lot of money. That first big check you got, man.
Yeah, buddy.
We got to know that first big check you touched, man. How much was that, man, if you don't mind disclosing, man? Where you was like, I made it now.
The first big check I got for me in my career was a Cotto fight. That was like $300,000.
300 to whoop Cotto?
And then, I mean, for me, that was a lot. And then the biggest fight I've ever had, the biggest payday was the Canelo fight. And that was still.
The Canelo fight? Is that what you said, the Canelo fight? Yeah, man. Hey, to me, bro, you gave Canelo.
Oh, man. Yes.
I ain't seen nobody fight him like you did to this day, bro. I'm going to keep it 100, not just because you here.
And I think so, too. It's watching, like I said, I beat Cotto worse than Floyd did. Fact. I beat Cotto worse than Canelo did. I would love to have had, I guess, just a rematch, another chance at that. But, nobody's going to give me nothing they never had.
Yeah.
Never been given nothing this year. So my idea is just thank you.
Yeah, well, we got it.
I ain't never had to wait on nobody to give me. I always got to take.
Yeah.
And then once that happened that way, then you know it's yours. You don't even want nobody to give you nothing anyway. You want to be able to say, I did that, regardless. This is me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I would love to say that at the same time, like, you don't give it, I'll take it.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Now, let's man, you already know, Champ. Let's dive into the future a little bit, man. I want to fast forward. There's so much I want to talk to you about, man, in so little time, but we just happy to be back. You focusing on the next half of your career moving forward, my man, and being your own boss. Taking your career into your own hands, acquiring a team to help you run A-Side Promotions. We're going to pick it up. A-Side, we got to do what we got to do. Just elaborate on that, man, about where you see A-Side going, how that came about, and how none other than yours, truly one of the hosts, is helping you run your promotion company, man. Let's elaborate on all that, man.
So when I was, being around Al and watching how, even some of the great promoters like Butler and at the time, Gary Shaw, but, we know that ain't no more.
Right.
Whoever had the TV or the network, that was who was popular. I was looking at A-Side Promotions. I was approached by a network. I'm like, network. I just need to get the team. And when I know I met you, years ago, and you was telling me how you grind to the bottom, like, the ins and outs, your own money, made your own money, lost your money, promotions, and that type of schooling you can't buy, right? So I don't know nothing about it. Basically, my whole thing, my game plan was, you don't have to know nothing about promotions. You get your partner to know everything about promotions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Find you someone who knows how to do the matchmaking, which he does. Find somebody who knows how to call up the commission, which my man he does, and then find people under him to delegate all that work out too. I was looking at partners and trying to figure out right now my man he's the one that fits in. Now with the times that are in now, we don't even need the network.
Yeah.
Because all you need is a streaming site. Everybody's streaming anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's at home anyway. We don't need to do those promotions when people come. They ain't alive. So that means they all need is a good camera and some decent fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
I feel
already
like
know.
anytime promotion is good, it's gonna be able to survive even more so. And I'm just working on getting that streaming site locked down. Because I've been working with Trout, and she's been working with SOM, and they got a whole bunch of different streaming channels, and they want some content. And so, we're almost at the point where we're about to start sending them, giving that content.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Because when it's a name like yours, champ. What'd you say?
A-Side's about to be all in your face.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but when you got a name like yours, dog, and they definitely know when you about to fight Austin Trout, you're gonna be in for a fight. Period, point blank. And if you ain't on your A game, you're gonna get left slipping. We both know that about you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So moving forward, it's good to carry that kind of name. What'd you say?
Yeah, you better keep it tight or I'm gonna upset that.
Hey, you already know, man. Hey, we was gonna talk about that because the world know. You know what I'm saying? Well, we debuted you on Impact, man, February 1st. You feel me? Right before the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, tell him, Austin, true story. Even after you won, you knocked him out. What was all I was talking about doing after the fight? I got to get back. I got to get back for the Super Bowl. Tell him. That's all I was talking about.
Yeah, the Super Bowl.
You ain't even got to tell me. I already know.
Hey, after the fight,
I work with him every single day, man. I'm so sick of the Chiefs. Even it may be a point where I really was rooting for the Chief, but this man talks so much, man, make me want to root for the other team, man.
They don't know I earned that though, champ. You feel me? I earned that though. Yeah. But hey, we were celebrating in the club.
I was hoping the Chiefs won.
Oh man!
I mean, I don't even care about the Chiefs, but I was like, yo, I want the Chiefs to win this Monday.
Hey, they was gonna win, dog. Hey, Mike, we was in the club, we was celebrating. I was like, no, I can't go too hard. I gotta drive to the airport in the morning. I got a Super Bowl party I gotta get to. We just cracked off the new venture, new everything, and I'm just like, I gotta get home to the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs is playing. I gotta do what I gotta do. But I just had to say that, man. But going forward, man, we know you coming down to 147 as we displayed you on Impact. You coming down. Hey, somebody asked me, it was like, can he make 47? I'm like, man, he weighed in at 48 just because.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, see, I wasn't gonna put him out there like that. You feel me?
That was me. No, because I just wondered. I said, hey, that's because I was glad when he said you was going down to 147. I said, if you go down there, if he make 147, he can make some real noise down there.
Oh yeah.
And so I said, can he make one? He was like, yeah, he weighed in at 148. So
just because,
man,
the fight was at 52, right? Mm-hmm. He was like, man, I'm 148. I said,
the fight was at 50.
Oh, 50. Okay, I thought it was 52.
Yeah. But no, that's good. I think you moving down to 147 is a great thing. I just, can't wait to see you in action and go down there and upset somebody.
Me neither. They had everything that's been announced, you know what I mean? And I'm going to get out there. We're going to get my fight set up, try to get back.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Early October.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We just do it until they respect our call out. We keep beating up everybody around.
That's it.
We get our hands up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then they have to.
Terrence Crawford on the list.
And then they have to. They have to fight you after a while.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them gonna have to fight you. All of them.
All of them.
Because you and I both know, right? At the end of the day, it's about business, right? And 147, you coming down to 147, that's instant equity in the name to make a fight. You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
It don't do nothing but make sense. We gonna make sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna make sure of it.
And so that's the number one thing.
What's that?
All of them is getting called out.
Oh yeah, all of them.
Not one, but all of them.
Man, when he knocked my man out in New Mexico, he was like, "I want Garcia, Spence, Crawford, whoever else that was." You called out somebody's mama because she was 147 pounds. They don't even know.
Oh yeah,
Thurman. He fight Clarissa Shields at 147. Hey, she can scrap, bruh. Hey, she can scrap too.
Which person? So at 147, who would be first on your list, man, or the easiest fight to make? Did you think?
I couldn't really tell you what the easiest fight is to make. Who knows when any of those guys are going to really come back? Because again, COVID got the game twisted.
Yeah.
It sure put our plans in.
I really don't know. The easiest fighter to beat would be probably Thurman, in my opinion. I love Thurman.
Oh
say
man!
Say that one more time on the main event podcast, man. Just in case they didn't hear what you just said.
I think the easiest fighter to beat would be Thurman. Of all those names I just said.
Yeah, and that would be a great fight.
What makes you say? What makes you say Keith Thurman is easy pick? Is you think he the easiest 47 out there? Why is that?
There's an activity and lack of hustle. He's really like, that's mainly it. I always thought I could beat him skill wise, physically, but now I see that his will ain't really in his heart is in it. Neither Danny Garcia. I think that's gonna be the biggest reason why I'll beat them both. I'm still starting. I'm still in this game. I'm still starting.
Hey, sorry. You already
and that makes all the world a difference, though.
Yeah.
Because some people, if you ain't hungry, you ain't gonna put all you need to put in the fight that you would need to be to get over that fight. Because when you see hungry people, when they come out, they fight anybody. They ready to go. But after you ain't hungry no more, you get to picking and choosing. You get to taking long, vacations after a fight. Your weight go up, and it's just a whole lot of battle that go between fights when a person is not hungry. But when you hungry, you stay in shape. You stay on top of your game. You stay ready. You be ready to fight anybody.
No doubt. I don't know if you see my physique in this shirt, but I'm in shape, man.
Oh yeah, man. I already know. Champ is a vegan. I can attest to that. Man, we were somewhere in New Mexico. We rolled up. He was like, "Nah, give me some fried cauliflower." It was something. It was something crazy. He ordered. Oh, you don't want no meat or nothing. Nah. He was like, "Man, my kids, we all eating good like this."
That's good.
But then, when after you weighed in, you had me eat. What was that you had me eat after you weighed in? It was the first time I had it. Was it elk?
Yeah.
It was some type of animal up in there in New Mexico. It was good, though. It tastes like pulled pork. It was good.
But it's got to be fresh, killed game. I don't do store-bought. It's got to be kosher. So, I had my partner got him an elk, I guess, that season. And he had pieces of it in the freezer on it out. Cooked it up. It was good, huh?
Man, it was real good. I told my wife about it, man. She was like, "How you do that?" I'm like, "Hey, you gotta try it." You feel me? Hey, now I know. Right? Now I know. You feel me? It was good. But now let's dive in, champ, to the juicy stuff, man, while we got you here on the Main Event Podcast. Let's talk about this lawsuit, man. Everybody want to know about it, what you got going on, and why you suing them, and what was the point of even going against that sanctioning body, man. Just break it down, everything you got going on with that situation.
Yeah. So 5 years ago, during one of my most active times, I fought like 3 or 4 times that year. All wins too. 3 of them by knockout. I was ranked, and again, this is 5 years ago. So I was ranked in the top 4. Let's say that, right? I believe Canelo was 1, Soros was 2, I was 3, and Liam Smith was 4. Demetrius Andrade was the champion. He was inactive for 2 years, so the WBO stripped him, right? So then the belt should go between the number 1 and number 2. So Canelo was fighting Cotto for the WBC middleweight title, but he was out. I don't know why I think Soros had promotion problems, whatever, but he was out. So then the title should have went between the winner of me and Liam Smith. Well, as soon as those two get kicked out, I flew off the race, right? I'm nowhere to be found. They throw in this John Thompson, and they let Smith and Thompson talk about the shit. We saying, what the heck, what's going on, you know what I mean? That should be our title, that should be fix it. They never wanted to fix it. So we sued them. You know what I mean? Saying the Muhammad Ali Act, you got to tell somebody why they're being kicked out. It don't matter if you say we don't like their rules and the Ali Act, so you got to give them a reason why you kick them out the ranking. When we confronted them about that, they said that it was an error and that they put me back in at like number 67. Right? And we said that the error cost us the title. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It cost us the title shot as a two-time world champion. Liam Smith went on to fight Canelo, which could have been me in the rematch, would have been huge. You know what I'm saying? At the time, especially. So they never made it right. We were going through the lawsuit. And as you know, one of the tactics is to drag it out. Maybe they run out of money and they stop suing. Well, we've been going through every hurdle that they put in front of us. And, things I can't talk about. And we got to a point where they're like, okay, we got to go to an appeal, or is it not an appeal? Arbitration. And according to the rules of the WBO and the arbitration, they can pick whoever the arbitrator is. There is no limit of who. The only limit to who they can pick is that it can't be a board member of the WBO, but it can be the president's son, assistant, driver. It could be whoever they pick. And so we appealed that. They're like, no, the arbitration is not fair. We want to go to trial, basically. So basically, we went to the appeal court, which was the Supreme Court in Boston, and they gave us the appeal, which is huge because now any fighter that goes through this situation, if they get sent to this appeals court, they can fight it without having to go to the appeals court because they can just fight Trout versus the WBO 2015 states that this is bullshit and not fair. You know what I'm saying? And any judge has got to, they're like, yep, you're right. They already moved that, so that's no report. So all praise to the Most High because regardless of what happens next, that's a win fighter against the wrongdoings of the man. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at now. We're at the point where we either go to another appeal or not arbitration, but this time it's it's the International Sports Arbitration. It's not no Fugazi arbitration board. It's not anybody that they pick or no. You know what I'm saying? So it's either that or we go to trial. We should be hearing about this within the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping we get to go to trial because about Puerto Rico, they just recently got rid of their governor for corruption, for this, that, and the third. So the people are very anti-establishment.
Okay.
And Puerto Rico loves the fighters. Oh yeah, for sure.
And even though I beat him, Conan, man, I got love the fighters.
Hey man, they love you out there.
Cool, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, they love you out there, really man. Do.
That's where we are, man. And this should be a huge win because I know there's plenty of fighters they just put in and take out the rankings for no reason. Well, I know the reason, but it's no legit reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So hopefully, if we get a win on this, they don't have to cut that out. And these fighters are going to have to earn their spot. And I know nobody can get paid for that.
Oh, yeah,
when
I
was a WBA champion, I only got treated fairly because somebody paid for that. I didn't get no extra special treatment. I just got treated fairly because somebody paid for that.
Man, that's a cold game, man. It's crazy, man. These, excuse me, you looking up to these different sanctioning bodies, man, and these belts, and you dream of holding these belts as you a kid, and that's what you striving to work hard for. Then you, excuse me, then you get to the top of the sport only to find out that these sanctioning bodies you've been looking up to, they play games with your career.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything you worked hard for, you thought you dreamt of this, that, and the third. You find out, it's not as legit as it seems. Now, you still got to have, they're not going to, I was about to say, they're not just going to give any scrub a belt. But did y'all watch those fights Saturday?
Saturday, I was just talking to Mike about that. Elaborate on what you seen Saturday, man. Tell me what you seen Saturday.
That dude, Martinez, he got robbed, homie.
Yeah, you just said
Like,
that.
point blank, buried with a gun. Like, put your hands up, give me all you got.
Wow.
Man.
Woo, what you think they was looking at? I seen one judge had it 118, 110.
Bruh, yeah. They at least try to make that joint close, bro. But that one guy, he just picked Marina's up, shook all his change out of his pocket. But disrespectful.
Disrespectful. That was as disrespectful as Canelo and Floyd when they gave it a draw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro. That was
Yeah.
So I guess they might, but somebody got to pay for it. Someone paid for that.
Oh man, it was crazy. Talk about how you like David Benavidez, man. You know he won the fight, but he lost the belt on the scale. So you buy any of his excuses? Is coronavirus a reason why you can't train?
Nah, it's not. But I was gonna say, I bet you he hit that quarantine 15 when it first hit, and it's probably a little harder to get off than he thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I was chalking up at. It's like, you know what? He was chilling extra hard during
That's what he said. He was like, man, I should have. He was like, I should have had a better camp. I could have ate better. I could have did this. I mean, it was 3 pounds. You know what I mean? But you know, when somebody take the time to lose that weight, like you gonna make your weight. Your opponent come in over 3 pounds, and you gonna be like, man, break bread.
Right.
You made money after you try and lose that weight. So now
After you try. Yeah. Hey, that's what drained him even more.
Oh, yeah.
They be like, nah, go lose that weight, bruh. Man, that's why they ain't even know, man. They think, my bad, Mike, go ahead.
So I'm kind of changing the subject a little bit.
That's all good.
Who you got out of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones?
Oh, yeah, good question. Speak on it, champ.
Man, hey, bro, I can't call it because Roy's still fast, bro. Roy's still fast.
Yes.
So is Mike. In my thing, you know, I'm just saying, hey, I'm sorry, Roy. Roy is my hero. It was Mike Tyson, then Roy Jones Jr. You know what I mean? But I think Mike might clip him.
You think so?
I think Mike gonna clip him?
I think Mike might clip him.
Well, I feel you on not being able to just outright choose, because I'm kind of mixed on it too. I like both fighters, so I have an analysis. You know, I think that.
Go ahead. What you think?
I think if Mike gonna win, he gonna win in the first part of the fight. If it go to the latter part of the fight, I give it to Roy, because Roy has proven that he has stamina. Right. He can. Mike, even when Mike was at his best, he struggled with stamina issues. You know, and then with all the smoking marijuana and all that, you know, stuff like that. I don't know if them lungs.
He's missed the hot box himself.
Right.
You know, maybe it shows hot
I know, but I don't know if them lungs gonna hold up. You know, going into the later rounds.
I don't think they holding up. I personally think Roy gonna win. No. Sorry, Mike. What's happening, Mike? I looked up to you. You my homie. We got history, but I think Roy win this one, man.
But Roy had skin issues even in his prime. So and you're right. Roy can just stay up.
If he can stay up,
that's it. Yep. Yeah. He see 5 rounds, Mike gonna get tired. He see about the 5th. Mike used to get tired in his prime around that time.
Yep. So they both got, you know, because like he said, if Roy get touched up, that chin ain't, you know, it ain't that strong, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
but if he stay out, I think Roy going in the later rounds. I think Roy got the edge.
I feel him he can slide. Boy's hands are still quick.
Yeah.
Another question, champ, man. Since you OG in the game, a lot of these young fighters look up to you, man. A lot of them follow you on social media. Out of all these young fighters coming up, man, who's your favorite? I'm talking about as far as either Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson.
I was saying, man, between Shakur and
Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Tank, well, see, Tank, I don't know. He seems like he's already a vet to be. Not that he's older, anything like that. But Devin and Shakur, they seem more like come up than Tank does. I don't know, but Tank, in that case, he's nah, man. Devin is special. So Shakur, it's between Devin and Shakur, right?
Yeah, I like them too, man. I think they're gonna be able to do a couple things in the future, man. You think they're gonna stall each other's careers out so they can fight about 5 years from now? Because they both only 22, 23.
Because it's like you got the polar opposite. With Devin, you got he's a superstar in the sense of like Floyd and not necessarily like Floyd. Floyd is in his own lane, but Devin got his own lane too. He's flashy, he's fly, you got stylist, and then you got Shakur Stevenson, who's like the good guy, says all the right things, fights his little ass. With those two, you have Pretty Boy Floyd with Shakur Stevenson, you got Money Mayweather with Devin Haney. Both superstars.
I like that
good,
analogy.
yeah.
That's the first time I heard it that way. I like that analogy right there.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
That pretty much best describes it too.
Yep.
I like how he dropped that in there.
He dropped that in there nice.
Man, you already know. Champ, we got. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you about to say what I was going to say.
No, I was just telling we had a couple minutes before we wrap up, and I wanted to ask you going forward with A-Side Promotions, how we looking as far as 2021, 2022. Don't you see us being on top of this game and one of these live streaming sites cashing in, baby? This is just how we do.
Oh, man, we're going to be on a live streaming site, on live TV. And before you know, you're going to see Inside on pay-per-view, baby. That's how I see 2021.
All right.
We got our own pay-per-view at the end of the game, at the end of the day. So I'm very excited, God willing. And it's already written. We just got to finish it.
Just got to finish it.
Man, because it was written. They should have told us the world was going to shut down March 14th, though. They didn't tell us that when it was written.
Straight up.
We on
He was about to be about to be international A-Side Promotions. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you already know. We going to take it to the top. Did you want to chime in?
I'm just saying, so in closing, this is one of our, signatures. If you had to give a shout out to somebody, who would it be?
Oh, man. If I had to give a shout out to somebody.
It could be an upcoming fighter. It can be somebody in your team. Somebody that just, always been there for you.
The first thing that came to my mind was my mama. Like, shout out to my mama. They kept me nursing me, but is there anything?
Cool lady, too. Cool lady.
Just look at my mama.
Amen.
Yeah, she was a cool lady, too. I had the opportunity to meet her.
Hey, that's the best. That's the best shout out right there.
Oh, yeah, you got to hold it down for
my
moms,
mama,
man.
She set the standard. That's why I have a dope wife. You know what I mean? My mom wouldn't say my wife wouldn't be shit. I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of my friends, they moms do that, and they watch stuff too. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
The standard of having a good woman, a good home, being a good man.
Yeah, for sure. That you are, man. I was able to see that, excuse me, hands-on, firsthand out there in New Mexico, man, with your wife, with your beautiful kids, man. It was warming, man. I appreciate you opening your house to me.
Mm-hmm. One more cough like that, we got to shut this thing down,
I'm clearing my throat, man. I got a little phlegm in my throat. I got extracurricular activities, and it causes you to phlegm up from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm just, you know how you be out and about. You see coronavirus, man, you can't even clear your throat more than twice before somebody accusing you of something.
This is what we come to. This is what we come to.
This is the world we come to. You can't even cough no more, man. Clear your throat, nothing. You feel me? Hey, Austin, man, thank you for kicking it with us on the Main Event Podcast.
Yes, man. We appreciate you.
I appreciate that, man. You's a good friend, man. I appreciate everything you done to help me get into the sport as far as you with this A-Side venture, man. I appreciate SK for plugging us together, because if I'd have never gave you that haircut and you'd have never came to the house, we wouldn't be here right now. You already know.
I'm just saying, y'all gonna have to find room for me too up in there somewhere.
Tell we got him.
We'll figure it out, man.
Yes, my man. All right.
Tell him we got him, man.
My man.
Hey, Austin, man, thank you, man, for keeping up with us, man. We appreciate everything
Yes,
that
sir.
you do for the sport, man. Keep the boxing alive, baby.
All right.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right now.
For sure. Hey, man, that was Austin, man. That's a dope, man. That boy's dope, man. Well, we out of here, man. That's that Wrap It Up music. I'm Towan Butler. This is Mike Risper. We at the Barber Company, baby. The Main Event Podcast. Like and subscribe.